Hey, how are you guys doing today? So, let's hope you're kicking some butt. I told you guys last time we'd be doing some crafting. Um, that's actually the plan for the day. So, right off the bat, we'll go over some of the different little details for crafting. Um, if you're about to get into crafting, don't actually just jump into crafting. I'm gonna just be honest with you. You'll get your butt kicked, and that's just reality. And so, what I would actually suggest you probably are better off doing is maybe getting on board as a mothership, doing it that way. Or if you are going to craft, maybe get yourself a basic filter blueprint, head over to Monria, work through, and do the daily for the 75 peck in daily engineering skill until you've built it up at least enough to unlock blueprint composition. Now, once you have blueprint composition unlocked, I would then at that point for real suggest that you go to a mothership and you work, at least through a few machines before starting. Then you're going to be wanting to run the EP1 or EP2 and of course the basic filter. From those alone, you're going to get a wide variety of blueprints. So don't get obsessed with like immediately buying blueprints right off the bat. The, it kind of will save you some money to be patient in this game. Um, so let's look. So I have, weirdly enough, one of these is in my Rocktopia book and one of them's in my normal book. So I have ran the crap out of the basic filter, and we can do a basic filter run at the end of this, of course, if we want to. And I'll show you what kind of items you would get from that. Right here, as it sets, I actually need to do some restocking in my store. Um, and so we'll be actually crafting some of this with intention. So I know I'm going to need some metal residue. And I'm going to tell you a great thing about metal residue, guys, is that you're only paying the markup of the metal residue you get, right? And so if you have an item with a lot of backfill in it, like it's going to take a ton of metal residue, the difference in that markup is your profit zone too. And so unfortunately, there's none of the ones down in the amount I'm wanting to spend. They're down in this 1% zone. Um, let's be honest, this one looks pretty good for what we're about to do. We'll see how far this goes. If I need, I'll grab more. Plus, there's a chance I'm going to have to craft some stuff real quick. So hold on 1 second. I'm going to just throw this in here. I didn't realize how thirsty I was until I realized my coffee's over here. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm attempting, or I'm going to be crafting some weapons today. One of the weapons I commonly sell in my little booth is this. I'll show you this. It's all important information. This is a boosted blueprint. So boosted blueprints are pretty powerful, honestly. Um, what it looks like I'm running low on is these GEC 2Ks. So we'll go back in here. Boom. GEC 2Ks, of course, take standard plates. So this is when we decide, are we just going to make these standard plates ourselves, or are we going to buy them? I probably manufacture standard plates in the same zone, but let's check because we don't know yet, right? Okay, so our standard plate blueprint is at a quality rating of 41, so it's not going to be perfect anyway. 90%. So in reality, there's probably a chance that I would be better off right there by a margin buying them unless I'm working this up. Now, reality is, I have some Belcar here. I'm okay with actually busting out some of these. So we're going to go ahead and make 52 of them. And we're going to consider that a reasonable situation. I might try to get this stuff where you guys can see what's going on too. That has nothing to do with what we're doing, the translocation stuff. That's just because, yeah, because I like to teleport around instead of actually walk somewhere or something. And we'll only bust out a few of these. So this isn't going to be like a, hey, we're making tons of standard plates. Although obviously there's a markup. And it'll be questionable, should we bought them or should we printed them out? I mean, skill wise and upgrading your blueprint, if you're long term going to be doing it, you probably should be increasing it, right? And so this I would consider a good thing for us. Especially since this is something I sell on a common basis, so. It takes a second to bust 50 out real quick. I think there was only one person selling those too, is the funny part. I'm just checking how much this actually would be markup wise. Guys, honestly, if we had to buy this material, these would be one of those that you would actually might be better off buying. That's kind of funny. I'm not saying that for sure because I didn't do analysis on that, so don't take that as across the board. But with the cost of the Belcar, I guess the oil's bringing it down slightly, but I don't know. These would be on one of those margins where you'd be, I believe that I'd be just as well off buying them as making them here, to be honest, at the markup that we saw. And so, good to know, right? I'm not saying that markup's going to be casually always there. Now, the GEC 2Ks we couldn't just buy. We'll have to make them because that's just reality. I don't even think they're usually in the market, which is kind of one of those other things when you start crafting. There's certain items that have restrictive access because you also have to have other things, right? And so you might want to be planning ahead. I would plan ahead. If you're planning on crafting, plan way freaking ahead. Like, know what you're going to craft. Know everything that goes into it. Know, like, how much that costs. Just know crap. That's what I'm going to say. Boom. Right. 52. I'm sorry, guys. I got excited. Overall, that was successful. Um, I don't know how much that would have really cost us. Let's look at the statistics. It doesn't even matter on this. That's a horrible run, guys. 36.5% success rate. That reflects that we don't have a perfect blueprint right there. That's let you know that. Let's pull up that 2K. Show you what I'm talking about here. Okay, so those standard plates, right? We could have bought some. No, we would have had to buy a pretty good amount to get a good deal. I think that's within reason. Like, honestly, that's right on the edge of I'm not even sure they're making money. They probably are, but I mean. Oh, look at how many standard plates it takes per each one of these. Honestly, guys, right? Okay, so either way, these are ridiculously over costly. That's what I feel about that. Sometimes I don't realize how costly some of the stuff is until I'm faced with having to make some more of it real quick. And then I'm like, crap, that stuff not cheap. Okay, let's go back. All this so we can bust out a weapon, guys. Okay, so I'll show you the weapon we're making, which we made ourselves able to have one more as an option. Um, Obviously, reasonable level explosive projectile launcher. This is the one I use most of the time if I'm trying to knock the crap out of stuff. Does 91 to 182 damage. It's area damage. If there's too many people in there, of course, it's way less effective. If there's one dude there, it usually lands and knocks pretty hard, honestly. Um, Usable against animals too. Some of the weapons are not, you know. So we'll bust that out. Now it's a boosted blueprint. So we have all the materials going into it. We have 128 um, '06 there. We don't even need this. So let's look. We'll pop this out real quick. Oh, we got a fell on that. That's horrible, you guys. That's not even funny. I almost feel slapped in the face on a fell. Okay. So they took, what, 60 something? 70? So we got about 20 ped in actual value probably on that. And I'd have to go back. I should have wrote it down, guys. But it was 120 something, 96 in value. The materials there are probably pretty costly too. And so that's actually not bad. Reality wise, though, we're going to get 25% markup. And so off of that, we're going to get another pretty good amount in sales off of that. I'm only going to bust out one right now because we're stocking that up. Let's look at what else we should get knocked out real quick. Mostly I'd like to get some weapons up. Okay, so let's look at this Osmonds. I don't know why it's not. Oh, because we need basic Osprey filters and Osprey. Okay, so none of these guys are going to be on this planet, right? Do I have materials? Okay, let me look at this. Levers, matrices, we need them all, huh? Okay, so we're going to bust out some matrices real quick. Probably 50. That looks good. So, of course, matrices, these Ospen ones, they come from Cyrene. And so, weirdly enough, I actually don't know what blueprints could pop over here. Probably really generic ones. The cool thing about when you make these Ospen weapons is they give you a global. And so that's always nice, right? I always think it is. By the way, if you guys are checking back from last one, we did successfully sell the batch of the electropositive capacitors that we made. I was a little worried. I didn't know if that was a subcomponent people actually used on a regular enough basis to actually sell, but that batch sold. We'll look at maybe making another batch. I don't know. Get a few of these built up so we have the option. By the way, you can just order parts off of another planet if you ever needed to. Like, let's look at this, right? You have the super adhesive right here, which obviously nobody's selling super adhesive on this planet. In reality, super adhesive is just yellow crystal refined, and it comes from Cyrene. But if I wanted to, I could sit here, click, boom, boom, and buy that crap I don't consider it crap. Like that one's at a good deal. That's a huge amount though. Um, but say I wanted to buy that, I could have it shipped here immediately for I think about probably 6 ped for about these amounts. And if I didn't need it immediately, probably 3 ped or so. It varies, just so you guys know. But you can ship stuff or buy stuff on other planets and have it sent to the storage unit. Then show up on that planet, pick up all your stuff, and have a mothership pick you up and fly you back. It's actually a really handy way. Like, you don't have to go and spend time on another planet to build up materials. You could, or you could just ship it to yourself or store it. Everybody has different strategies with that. I'm going to probably have to buy a small amount of wool. Just a little bit. Because I didn't think we had 50 clicky clicks of that filter thing. And we'll restock too. That'll be a good idea. I'll show you how that works. Start that filter blueprint run up on not Monria, but Crystal Palace. By the way, when we make an Osprey, when we succeed, it's an automatic global. There's certain items that just global you anyway. It's not a normal or a real global, in my opinion, because it's not like we are gonna strike some magic thing. It's just that they decided that for some reason, if you hit a success on the Ospens, that they're just like boom, swirly. Yeah, I don't know why that is. They're expensive as crap to make, is why probably. I gotta grab a water, guys. Sorry about that. Boom. Thank gosh. I drank coffee all morning, and I didn't realize how parched that made me. Holy crap. Slightly parched. So we'll probably make one of the finders too. Or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure out what we'll make. Depends on how much it burns through stuff, right? By the way, this is not 100% blueprint, I'm sure. Yeah, that's crap. I haven't made tons and tons of these, just because. I literally don't use them at a high velocity. But I'll show you the markup on this next item too. And it's either way, it's going to have a good markup. And honestly, we probably should try to figure out which one was sold out of. Hold on one second, guys. I'm checking this. Doesn't tell me the item specifically, so we'll figure that out. But I know what I sold it for, so. The rough things. So, man, I hope you guys are having a pretty good day, at minimum. Maybe you're out there globaling. Hope you are. We would take one, but then it would, you know, honestly, I feel that we've had enough good fortune for the week, probably. I mean, we're gonna get a magic global when we make the Osman weapon, but like that's not the same. It will not be a legit, hey, glorious. It could be though, right? What if we globaled on an item that automatically globals? What happens? Is it just like some? I don't know. Okay, one more type of Osman. Of course, we don't have enough wool. I don't think I need that much wool, guys, because I really don't care to make that much. So let's just take this, guys. And that'll be enough to craft one, I'm sure. Holy crap. Yeah, that's enough right there. So we did really well there. Or maybe Osman filters are just that expensive. I don't know. And I'll also tell you guys why I almost dread making these. So the pistol, and we'll check its data, is plus 20. What's its normal? 30. So they sell for about 50 ped, right? The rifle, which I use all the time, that's ridiculous. You guys do not pay that. Okay, that hurts my heart. You guys, here's the deal. I don't charge that much for them. I'm almost blown away there. I'm gonna make them. Not gonna say how much I'm gonna. Well, you guys will see how much I charge. I'm not gonna tell you you cannot buy them for that much. By the way, we're not using any residue because this is a repairable gun. No reason to use residue when we can literally get no markup off of just repairing it in the repair terminal, right? Okay. Man, that I didn't know these were selling for such a ridiculous amount, guys. See, there's our little told you. I saw that coming. Don't worry. I'm going to knock out one more. I feel we need to knock out one of these. Oh, thank you very much. It's not a true global, guys. It's a global based on the fact that we're making a specific weapon. I'm going to check this real quick. I'll show you what I meant in this stuff too. But thank you. So targeting chips, they're about 11 pet per thing. So it makes sense to charge a little bit more. Uh, it is, and I'll take them. I like them. Um, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make one of these. I don't want to ship one of these. It cost me 6 ped to ship it. That'd bring that to a total of 17 ped for a single targeting chip. Now those targeting chips, I farm them all the time on Cyrene. They're easy to farm. Um, they don't drop all the time, but you know, they drop. Same thing with this. If we succeed, we just get a global. Ready? Oh, we didn't get a global on that? Okay, maybe my theory is wrong. Maybe it's just that other one. They should give a global on the pistol too. It's just as cool. I don't know what happened there, guys. Well, we got our global on the first two. Ready? We walk over here. Even though, and I'm going to show you, they didn't get kicked for a bunch of PED, right? And this is what I use, but I use a tier 4.2. And so it's slightly different tier, but you know, same thing. We go like this. We're going to repair all this stuff to full TT. Now we've got all that for our little shop too now, right? Let's look what else. We haven't even had to use any of the stuff. So here is the other thing that I kind of would like to get in there. I'm not going to throw those in the price that other people are. It's ridiculous, guys. That wasn't even okay. So this Seeker 5, right? I'm going to throw one of these in my little thing. This is for low level people, guys. This is going to help somebody out, but then you're going to look. This thing drops 300 depth. I don't think I have one of these up there. Do they sell these in the... Oh, not very often. So you have to be level 1. So anybody can use this. I'm going to put this for less than those people do. They don't even know about it. So here's the deal. We're going to make one of these for sure. How much are those? 25? So we should go like that on this. 29. Now I don't make these all the time. I make the 20s all the time. They're consistent. This, I should make these all the time. We'd build up our little blueprint and stuff. I'm gonna probably have to grab some more Belcar. That's sad. Okay, let's flip out of that. And then the other thing I wanted to make sure we get. These things are awesome. Guys, do you know that this is also a boosted blueprint, right? So that's why I like to pump out RK25s, is because they're a boosted blueprint. And so we'll use, even though this is a 13.5 PED thing, very little of this at all. And so I try to stay on a lot of boosted blueprints as much as possible, just to be honest. And we still get it rough sometimes, but not near as much. So that shouldn't have moved that very much. Well, okay. And so that already embedded us a little bit of profit. I don't think we need any of the rest of this, to be honest. Gonna make sure. If you guys see something you think, by the way, I'm gonna check these. Once in a while, these are in the marketplace. You have to really watch the marketplace for this. Or you can never bust out these little like laser energy guns. This I don't make because look what goes into it. This is the other crap I tell you guys. Watch what you buy. Like the odds I'm going to make this as a consistent thing for anybody is very low. If you look at the cost of Dunkel, I guess that's only 6,000% markup, but like it's 6,000% markup. It's never going to be in here. It's very tragic. I mean, it is what it is. We don't have enough to make another of those, so I don't think we should do that. By the way, these are used to run to generate blueprints. An amazing blueprint running like blueprint. Just want to make sure that I don't see something that I think I want to throw in there real quick. I'm going to start making these, but I don't have all the stuff together for them yet. That's a big goal. Obviously, that's a limited run because I only have 24 clicky clickies. So I don't know what I'm really going to do with that. So in order to illustrate exactly what I'm meaning in, hey, you can generate blueprints off of the basic filter. I'm trying to find. Listerium. Boom. We'll grab some oil real quick. I think that's good. I'm gonna probably need a little bit more Listerium, guys, just to be honest. Okay, don't need that much. So guys, I'm not trying to do a 5 million run. Listerium's really cheap. I'm almost at, oh, good. We'll just buy this. This is not economical for us to buy that one, but because 107% markup on Listerium. I mean, that's cool for that person for sure. I'm going to drop a small amount of this stuff off. And the only reason I'm going to drop a small amount off is because, one, I'm going to take a bunch of this stuff up to our shop, which is in space. But for two, because I don't need the sum of all of that. Does that make sense? And so, everybody has shops in different places, and in all honesty, I probably should have searched the auction house to see if there was something really good for cheap. You know what I'm saying? That we could buy with our remaining ped. Take up there. Okay, so if you guys don't know, this is Athena spaceport. It is as close to space as you get. I'll show you what I mean. See those little, whatever you would call those? Right here. And we're in space. So that was fast as crap, right? So I'm going to go through a little bit of PvP space, but it's PvP, it's not lootable space, you know. And so it'll give me the warning. We could arm ourselves too, you know. Let's do that. There, we're armed too. We're not going to shoot it out with anybody, but we're armed too. Oh yeah, Athena's like right there on the edge. Like you're just in space like that. It's easy as crap. It's also where there's usually a few crafters just sitting there. And in all honesty, it's a great place to catch certain people if you're trying to just like ask questions. I'm not going to get into who all goes through there commonly, but hey, how are you doing? Let's see, what is this? A Starfinder? How much do Starfinders cost? Honestly, they can, I think they're like warpable and everything too, right? So like, I know for a fact the mothership is out of my budget at this point for sure, you guys. You know, I wish we had the money for a mothership. That'd be awesome. I'd be wild in space, is what I would say. Okay, so if you guys don't know, Crystal Palace is right here on Crystal Palace. Like, you have to click it, beam over to it. Then it's this beautiful shopping area. Buzz Lightyear owns the whole of this, right? It's not the booths downstairs. They're independently. So Crystal Palace is oh Crystal Palace is owned though 50% by players and stuff. And so you can literally soak in your cash and stuff too. And so, but I get you. I do I mean, I hunt taxed areas sometimes. It's usually for a specific thing, and I have hunted here on Crystal Palace. Most people come here for hunting, and that's why you're mentioning the taxed. But there's actually all these shops too. Hold on, I want to make sure I don't have any other inventory because I noticed I'm down a lot of items. So Crystal Palace is also a shopping area besides just a. But I do get you. The mobs here to hunt are bigger, more expensive mobs. It's a taxed area. A lot of people feel different ways about that. We're gonna throw some of these out. Making sure we don't have. By the way, I craft this stuff too, like furniture, if you guys ever need that stuff. Mostly people don't need a vast amount of furniture. And so I don't have a furniture store. A lot of other people do, though. Okay. So, shops, they're awesome. We're missing rocket launchers in there for sure. Okay. Okay. I don't want to undermine my own. I only have that marked up to not anywhere near the amount of markup these people are charging. They're out of control. Hold on. I don't want to. Okay. 1537. So I'm probably only marking it at 15, in all honesty, guys. I'm way off the price range then, is what that means. And I'm not trying to be mean. Do I need to raise the price? These are going for a ridiculous amount. I don't feel I do. I don't feel like I'm having an issue making them at the price I make them with at, but I'm going to leave them at a, let me make sure that's correct. 1537, 1537. Okay, good. I'm not going to price gouge like that. What is that? Same thing. Okay, this, I know that they sell at weird amounts. I usually put them, I think, at a. Make sure that's not one over here. 20. Okay. And you've got to kind of be conscious of how much. I think about there is probably reasonable. $25. Okay. I'm going to add some more inventory later on. Let's see. Where can we put this? Okay, 115. And so, I believe I'm substantially lower than people on those. I'm going to throw another of these in here, actually. Even though this is traditionally up here rocket launchers, you guys. And I'll get that back to being rocket launchers and stuff soon. It will just take me a second to get it back there. Okay, and then I already had a 5 up in here. Hold on, I gotta find the right tools. Okay, 35. Okay. And then I always have these for way cheap, comparably. Just because they're actually really easy to make. I have the boosted blueprints. Everybody else should have them too if they. And so, what are we at? 11, 15? Oh, see, this is one of the really cool benefits. That's why I'm undercutting them so bad. Okay, so that makes sense a little more. So the auction house, they can't use partial pricing stuff. You know what I'm saying? I forgot about that. So it makes a little more sense why their price was where it was. Okay. And then I need to keep myself a couple anyway because... Okay, and so this is how these stores work, just in case you guys don't know. Store, they have stats. We have 3 more items we're still missing. Those traditionally would be a bunch of rocket launchers and other random stuff we find that we thought was cool in the auction house. Um, Not all booths have the same amount of points. And so if you're going to ever buy a booth, you want to actually make sure that it has the amount of points you think it does before you buy it. Obviously, these ones around me have good points um, and are pretty filled. This is still stuff. But it is a, hey, are you sure the amount of points is like there? Um, these things only have about 50 slot points, and so you have to be kind of picky on a booth what items you're going to put in there and stuff. In a store, you kind of do too, but you can upgrade a store much further. So, like, I upgraded my booth once, and it's an upgraded booth, but it still legit only has that many points. I'm going to go into the other room. This is too noisy out here. Um, which is kind of a limiting factor, and I can't buy more points right now for the booth downstairs, um, which is annoying, right? Because I would probably expand it later on, because there's still more room. I could put shelves, places, and stuff. It's not out of control, and so I would expand it if it was up to me. But at this point, I will likely... What all do I have here? How do I have stuff here? Oh. Okay, so let's do a 1000 clicky click run. I'm going to get this one up of this, and we'll see what blueprints we get. On pretty much, let's do 1500 clicky clicks. On any one that I'm randomly just going to be doing a large scale amount of blueprint clicky click, where we're going to show you what kind of blueprints you could get. Oh, I need to get that off me first, because you're not going to get that probably. I'm going to make my face disappear, and of course I'm going to be there. I'll check in on it the whole time. If any blueprints appear, I'm going to go over the blueprint as it appears. The whole purpose of this is to show you that you don't necessarily want to buy blueprints. If you're attempting to buy blueprints right off the bat, starting crafting, you're making a huge mistake. These 2 blueprints alone get you a huge amount of the blueprints that you would ever need. Like, this is going to get you electronic blueprints and some other basic blueprints, and this is going to get you a crap ton of blueprints as well. And so let's see which one would be best to start with, actually. Wheels 2. Okay, so I'm going to get 1000 clicks of this first, and I'll show you our qualifications so you guys know we're qualified to craft a electronic item. Engineering, blueprint comp, obviously the manufacturer mechanical and stuff like that's pretty good. Down here are mechanics, machinery and stuff like that kicking in. And so I think electronics is by right here. And so we are fully qualified to bust out electronic items and mechanical items for sure. And so I think the average crafty level on this guy right now currently is 32nd level. And so, and that's being dragged down by the other weird stuff that I don't necessarily do. So overall, this should go well. our blueprint comp is massively high enough and our engineering is high enough to find blueprints. I'm going to click this and we'll see which ones go. I'm going to also make myself disappear, but I am setting right here, just so you guys know. Okay, let's watch this. You guys don't have to watch it the whole way. I will go over the blueprints. I mean, I appreciate your watch, but I don't want to make you feel like you have to watch a crafting run, because I don't usually do a lot of live crafting runs, although I've done a bunch of them, so I don't know if that's an accurate statement. Okay, I'm going to be set here watching. I just want a heads up, you guys, so you know that 1,000 clicks at this and 1,000 clicks at that other one, it's going to be about 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think, total craft time. I will 100% get a hold of you as soon as my stream's done. Would you send me another message, though, that I didn't click out so fast? Thank you. I will check that as soon as I'm done with the stream and I'll message you back. Well, we're still crossing fingers for a blueprint for sure. And I must have picked a non 100% blueprint, I'm noticing too, but that's okay. Those are always worth a little markup too. And I will check all messages and get back to people as soon as I'm off stream, for sure. Just as a heads up. I'm just saying we'd all hope real soon it would give us at least a blueprint to demonstrate part of the point, right? I mean, we're still early on, but I mean, I expect 3 blueprints per 500 on average, and that's not consistent with every blueprint, but often you'll have 3 blueprint pops per 500. That's reasonable enough to expect. So, they're kind of being brutal, huh? So the weird thing is sometimes these blueprints, they come in waves. Sometimes they're just mean. This could be they could be telling us to go kiss off somehow. It's okay. It'll balance out. Well, it is official that this blueprint is brutalizing this. I'm just gonna say, we have just no blueprints. And we're at 361. We should have 2 blueprints set in here. Like, it's okay. It is what it is. So we are almost to 500. I mean, like we're at 468, but like that's pretty dang close to 500. And we're still getting our butt kicked. No blueprints. We're not technically getting our butt kicked ped-wise, but the no blueprint stuff, when you're trying to show people where blueprints pop from, that kind of makes that more complicated. I'm going to shut this basic auxiliary down at 500 and we'll just call it a crap head. And we'll kick on the just a normal basic filter, which has a wide variety. And I'll run a 500 run of that. We'll hope that at least something pops in there so I'm not just running to run them. I mean, I'm okay with that. I think these have a reasonable markup, maybe. That's not really great. I don't like to make things that are at an 11% markup. Honestly, you guys, that's like the range where you're basically just skilling and stuff like that. You're not actually trying to make any money. I'll make something that's 11% for myself markup, like if I'm needing to make something, but to just craft something in that markup zone is not a big thing I'm in on. Yeah. But I will be able to put those in the marketplace and sell them. So we'll get that 11%, but basically that pays the auction house fee. And so not that impressive, right? Just saying. And we'll shut this down and check it in 1 second. Okay, let's check the statistics. That's crap statistics on that too, guys. So what we're wanting to see on a good blueprint, which let's check this. Why are we seeing such crap stuff going on? It's 100% blueprint. So that was just a bad run to have a bad run, I guess. It's kind of shocking, but it does happen. So I am going to put it on the 65 just because we're trying to slowly build this up anyway. I'm only going to put on 500 of this one. Let's hope to gosh it doesn't want to be a butthead like that. Um, in all honesty, because normally you would get 3 blueprints per 500 clicky clicks. So who knows why we're doing so bad. Let's hope it changes a little bit. Let's put this down here. Let's hope it changes a lot a bit. Because that was just absolutely ridiculous. So we're still being brutalized on the blueprint scene. So I'm wondering, is it because we're up here? I don't usually craft up on Crystal Palace, you guys, just to be honest. And so I don't know. But this is not the right amount of blueprints for the amount of crafting we've done. Let's just say that. Like, not near. And so I'm not really sure how to interpret that. Not sure if we should blame it on Crystal Palace or if we should just chalk it up to a really, really bad run so far, blueprint turnout. Okay, well, let's just say, for factual sake, we got just murdered blueprint-wise. I don't even, I don't even know what to think, but it is what it is. Psh, normally you would get blueprints from either one of those blueprints, and so it might have been a really bad choice to run it up here instead of down on the planet, in all honesty. Um, I think I'm gonna probably tomorrow maybe we'll run just a clean basic filter blueprint run on the planet, on Calypso itself, so that there's a better sample of blueprints. I kind of feel that by coming up here and running it up on this planet, that we might have messed up the sample. I mean, just to be honest. Not on purpose. I didn't realize it was going to be this bad of a run, but like this legit doesn't make any sense as the amount of blueprints we got. If you ever Google like the blueprint known drop list for like the basic filter or anything like that, it's a pretty substantial list of blueprints that it's capable of dropping. And so to not get any blueprints from two different blueprints like that and that many, I would say is more likely that it's because we ran it up here instead of running it down on the planet. And so I don't know that for a fact. Could have just been a really, really crappy run on blueprints, you know? Could be. Who knows? But at this point, I don't feel that that was a fair reflection at all, you guys. And so I'm willing to just like legit run it tomorrow just for blueprint's sake. In fact, I'll make sure we have a big run tomorrow. It'll be ridiculous. And we'll know exactly what kind of stuff you can get. But I'll be on the planet. Wait until this runs through. I mean, there's a chance something still happens, but I mean, that was brutal, brutal. Literally 1,000 clicky clicks. I mean, 501 and 500 on another blueprint. The odds of getting no blueprints is weird. And so I'm going to say that it's probably because we were up here on Crystal Palace. I've never done a lot of crafting up here. I always craft down on some planet, but holy crap, that was not impressive. Do basic filters sell at a markup? Do people buy these at a markup? 107%. So really high volume though. Do you guys see that? Super high volume. $107% though. You have to have at least 10 pet to just cover the auction fee, to be honest. So I don't see how that's really a profitable, but I think that that's one of those that people are just doing to skill and to pop blueprints. And so I wouldn't depend on making a profit on the basic filter at all. Probably one of the ones I would count out as a profit, you know. Okay, we're almost to the end of this chaos. So, I wouldn't necessarily come up and bust out a run up here on these. Which is probably why you don't see people up here crafting, right? A lot of people probably already knew. Hey, that would be popping blueprints up at Crystal Palace. Might go bad. I was fidgeting on stuff. So no crap, they gave us no blueprints. That is absolutely ridiculously brutal. So it is official, they were brutal at us. So, I would say that's a big do not take your crafting run up to Crystal Palace because you're dropping off your stuff for your store. Let's look at the results of this though. So that's in what we'd like to see result wise. I mean, I'd like to see a 42.5 or so, but that's not horrible. The amount of blueprints was total crap, guys. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this all down. I'm going to make sure that we don't need to load anything or craft anything else. Absolutely brutal. Okay. Okay, we're going to set course. It looks like space is super, super active though today, right? Space, right? Especially loot. Well, we're not in a lootable zone, so we're just near a lootable zone in PvP. Right now, I'd say we're pretty clear though, guys, so. And we're moving in at least a fast ship. I mean, like, they're definitely, the Slipners are way easier to take down. We should be approaching right now. I really do like this whole city here, just to be honest, that Port Atlantis Mall area. Absolutely cool. Okay. So we'll go over why I don't like making small batches of stuff too. Because y'all know about the fact that right off the bat we're going to face a auction fee no matter what. And I don't think we made very much of that stuff because we only did 500 runs. Obviously, let's not do any more runs up there because that was kind of brutal on us, in my opinion. Make sure we don't have the ability to make something that we do want to make though real quick. Check weaponry and tailoring always. So sometimes, by the way, some of this stuff is the best stuff you're going to get markup wise. Let's do that actually. So grungans, I like making grungans. I'll explain why. Okay. For one, this is a boosted blueprint also. I know, big shock. And so you get a relative good return. So these aren't way high in value. This is actually going to be cool. We're going to make something way cool today. I didn't even realize I was going to do this till today, right now, as we speak. 25 pet is what the value on that should be, right? The one we're going to make is going to be cooler than a 25 pet one, you guys. And I'm willing to make multiple clicky clicks. If we have to, I'll make some simple plastic rods or whatever the crap. Good thing that that didn't succeed. I thought those were not clicked. Okay, click it again. I'm gonna have to make some simple plastic rods or buy them. Okay, so we've got one. Boom. That didn't take much. So legit likely, I'm not gonna get my money back necessarily on this one because I'm gonna make this cool for you guys. This is my backup hoverboard, right? I'll show you this. It's always good to have a backup. This one's all fancy fenced already. Like, in different ways. Let's just say that. It's customized. This is not customized yet. I'm seeing what we can do for customization right now. I don't know what. I believe I'm not qualified on this jelly one yet that I've made a bunch of. Guys, what are we doing here? Let's look. Okay. I'm about to texture this. So right off the bat, we're going to go in here, go to materials, texturing materials. So we want to make sure we want textures. Burkite's really cool. It looks awesome. See this perpite. I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm tempted to just make some perpite, and then we wouldn't be facing this markup. I feel we're looking at a situation of people charge super markup on textures nowadays, huh? Okay. So perpite comes from Next Island, guys. Has a 300% markup on its own. The stuff we deal with. Don't worry. Mm. Guys, all the textures are extraordinarily expensive. I'm gonna be better off or if we make our own textures. And so let me double check, but I didn't realize people charge so much for textures right now. Just gonna be honest with you guys, it's a little shocking to me. That's a good amount. Some Sunburkite. Okay. So here's the plan then. I feel that they're overcharging for this, and I'm pretty sure that we want 232, not. Oh no, that's correct. Never mind. They're right. I have enough for one slot. I'm gonna buy this, even though I actually do think that this is overcharged. Hold on one second. We're gonna sell these filters real quick, guys. I'm not gonna be doing the filters. What level do we need for this? I think I'm short on it just slightly. Yeah, we don't want to touch that. That'd be wasteful, guys. Oh. I apologize. I'm just checking one thing real quick. Because sometimes when you go to do this stuff, you forget that there is another option. Sometimes, look at that. We can get our perpite. We're going to get it slightly cheaper even with the immediate shipping at 6 ped. So that's one option. And then let's look at what we could get if we wanted to look on Arcadia. There's nothing really. Okay, Arcadia's no. Rocktopia a no. Are we ordering perpite from Rock? I feel that we should be crafting this, guys. And I'm not being mean. But I don't feel that the price ranges that they're wanting us to use on this are good for us at all. And I'll show you what I mean. Technically, we could be making a whole bunch cheaper, like way cheaper. This at most for us to make a bunch of them is going to cost us what? 23 ped. That would be a crap load of these, a whole crafting run. Let's look over this. I want to make sure that we make a good decision. I do want to make it customized, and I think that actually will be probably what will happen tomorrow more than anything. And I might be ordering that perpite. Now, if we order the perpite, and I'm going to show you why. Perpite is this color. It's actually really easy to do. I'll probably be ordering this from a planet that has it. Let's see. We're going to go with, we're going to order it from Next Island. Are you serious? You guys have this? But they did have perpite crystals for a second, right? They have perpite. My God, this is turning into a big mess, you guys. Okay, so we should probably just buy the perpite if it's going to be that complicated to get. The rest of the stuff we'll make. So that's what we'll buy. Which is ridiculous. And I'll show you the only reason I'm going to buy this, even though it's way marked up, and I do actually think it's way marked up. I should be on my way to that planet to go hunt the things that drop it. They drop the crap out of the stuff. What is our cost looking at? Geez, everybody's wanting to sell a crap load. I only need a little. I'm not able to bring myself to paying that kind of markup, you guys. I will craft the stuff myself probably tomorrow. We'll just make stuff and order it. But I would like to show you why I was tempted to do the perpite. I think it's a bad choice because of the markup. And so, in all honesty, I'll probably just fly to that planet and we'll show you how easy it is to get the stuff to make perpite texture. So let's say we were going to, and I'm not going to texture this yet because I don't want to texture a vehicle crappy, you know what I mean? Say we were going to texturize that. Okay, let's come over here too and grab some more textures out and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. So I'm not qualified on this one, and this is the only reason that I have that, but we're not using it yet. Gotta make sure what this is. Burkite. Burkite's also one that you can use on a helicopter. It looks cool, but like, it's not gonna be as fascinating. You guys will see what I'm talking about. So on a helicopter, and the markup on these isn't really impressive. Let me check. Markup is 110%, right? So you're barely making 250 maybe. Um, the main body color, this is why perpite looks so cool. See how smooth and glossy that is? Let me move it over here. Same thing right there. Of course, here's your pinstripe and the seats. Okay, so if I was qualified for this one, I already know. It's like, you're not skilled enough. This is literally like, I know, you guys are thinking that's insane cool, right? Um, and I'm not skilled enough to use it, or it might be a consideration. In all honesty, we might make a flower power one. I don't know. This is what I normally use on a lot of vehicles because it's simple to make. You can make it by mass, right? And basically, it looks good on this. So reality-wise, here's what I'm going to do. We've got a bunch of stuff in the auction house. Um, I'm going to go like that. We're going to stack that stuff so it doesn't get confused. I already know that we're selling these. Uh, let's see. Basic aux. Did I do that wrong? I should probably pay better attention some days. Oh. Okay. Sorry about that. See how aggressive people are being right here? This is ridiculous aggressive. So we have 1,000. We'd have to be selling them in this 108% market range to successfully sell, probably. 107. That's reasonable. There's the 107% market range. That covers the markup fee. It doesn't really do what we want at all, like give us profit. And this is what I was talking about. That small amount right there will sell, but we didn't pull any profit. And so any of these ones down in this range where they're only going to be getting this kind of markup, they're great for pumping out blueprints and stuff, but in reality, they're not the greatest thing for terms of making money. And so we did get a bunch of stuff in here. What I'm going to do is tomorrow I'm going to run the blueprint run in which we actually run a blueprint run on the filter and stuff like that for the purposes of actually getting blueprints on this planet so I can show you what I'm talking about. That went horrible. It's not a good example of blueprint popping. And so I'd like a better example. And then after that, I legit would like to make a fancy helicopter. And then I'm going to throw it in the auction house at like not an exorbitant price. And so what we'll do is it'll be like a giveaway, except like we'll bust it out. I'll load it into the auction house, but I'm going to have to go to a couple planets and we're going to have to go get textures for doing that because honestly, the textures that are available are over marked up. I I'm not able to pay 600% markup on a texture. I somehow can't do that. I mean, it's okay. It is worth it if you can't go get it, but I have that texture blueprint. I know where the stuff is. I think it would probably be better for us to just go there, do a whole let's go get the stuff and make the texture ourselves. And so we'll obviously do the crafting run tomorrow. Hey, thank you very much, Bella. I'm legitimately just about to end my stream, but that is epic of you and you are awesome. Um, but basically tomorrow, crafting run. After that, we're going to head to next island so we can get stuff to make some reasonable textures and stuff like that. That was kind of disappointing as a run today. I hope you guys are having a great day though. I'm going to make sure to find somebody that we are going to raid over to before I end though. And so I want to thank you guys very much for hanging out and being epic. Hold on one second. By the way, Bella, I hope you are kicking some butt. Like, legit. Okay, so let me look. And I'm going to start it over in just a few seconds. So far, this week has been going pretty epic. So we'll just hope it stays that way. Okay, you guys, thank you for hanging out. Peace, very best wishes.